You can't always get what you want. And this idiom, this proverb, is one of those, and it was a perfect example for me today because guess what? I could not find the actual origin and meaning of this particular idiom. All I could get was that Keith Richards and Mick Jagger in 1969 released the song You Can't Always Get What You Want, and it so clogs up the internet, meaning Google search. I should have checked it on a different search engine, but I wasn't that interested in finding it out. So I guess sometimes the emphasis is on always, but you can get what you want. If you know me, I'm a proponent of there's no such thing as can't. I was raised by a dad who taught me repeatedly that there's no such thing as can't. If you want something, there's always a way to figure it out. And so whenever I see an idiom or an expression that says you can't, it just kind of triggers me, and it's like, really? Watch me do what I say I want to do. Maybe I won't get it on the first try. Maybe it's the always part that's really the most important, but we can get what we want if we're willing to put forth the effort and the energy and the resources to get the things that we want. A couple things about wanting and that you can't get what you want. It just means that the end result that we expect might not be exactly like we expect it to be. It could actually be better. It might be worse, but it could actually be better. We could fall short, but it doesn't mean we give up. So what do? And the other thing about that is, guess what? I don't know about you, but whenever I get something I want, I always want more. I always want something else. I want something additional. As human beings, I think we are wanting creatures in terms of we're always looking for progress. We're always looking for the next thing that we want. So as soon as we achieve a goal, no matter how lofty that goal might seem when we first set it, we're always going to want something else. We're always going to want something more. Unless, of course, we just decide to give up and just exist until the day that we expire, which I don't think that sounds very fun. So what do you do when you don't get what you want? I looked up some advice on this since I couldn't get to the meaning, and I looked several times and dug and dug and dug. But after, 20, 30 pages of Google search, my eyes and my magnifying glass are like, yeah, no, we're just going to forget about the origin. We're going to let Mick Jagger think that he made up this idiom and this proverb. But, he didn't. It's much older than that. So what do you do? What do you do when you find yourself not getting what you want? There's a lot of things you can do. Number one, you can enjoy what you've already got, right? Enjoy what is good and what's working in your life. Enjoy the progress that you've made and try to build on that progress. Focus on something new. Focus on something different. It's amazing how we're plugging along, working at something and hitting brick walls and challenges and roadblocks and getting frustrated. And as soon as we put our attention on something else, as soon as we spend time with our family or go for a walk or have a nice cup of coffee or something, all of a sudden the next step magically appears. As if by magic, it automatically comes to us and we know exactly what to do to make progress toward what it is that we want. We can, again, hobbies would be an example of this. We can have hobbies. They can help us to divert our attention and allow our subconscious to actually feed us the answers that we need. We can exercise. We can get out, like I said, go for a walk, a distraction, do something different. But sometimes just the act of physically moving helps to get our ideas flowing and help us make progress. We can spend time with friends and people that make us feel smart and good and empowered and happy and the things that we want to feel. We can think about what really matters in our life. Is the thing that we are thinking that we want so desperately, is that really important to our life? Is it a priority? Is it something that we really, really want? Or is it something that we just think we should want because other people define success that way, or other people think we should want it? I spent a lot of years going after things that I thought that I wanted, and when I reevaluated and took a look at it, I'm like, yeah, I don't want this. This is what my parents wanted for me, or this is what my ex-husband wants, but this isn't necessarily what I want. Another way to work toward what you want and getting the things that you want, or to do when you feel like you're not getting the things that you want, is to volunteer to help other people. It's amazing how giving value and helping other people in any way, shape, or form helps to open up the flow of information and possibilities in our own lives. And then if all else fails, you can look for help with not caring about the outcome, not really being tied to the end result and the outcome. A lot of times when we're so determined to have something, all we're doing is we're noticing that we don't have it yet. And when we're noticing we don't have it yet, guess what we're doing? We're pushing it away, and we're not allowing the thing to come to us. So we need to have the mindset where we want the thing, but we're going to be okay whether we have it or not. This all applies to building our businesses, right? Do we, I don't know about you, but I do still, do we continually face challenges and roadblocks and setbacks and changes, really just changes, as we're growing and building and supersizing our business? Absolutely, positively. Whenever we want to expand or grow or do something new, it creates a whole new set of problems and challenges for us to overcome in order to create exactly what it is that we want. But we don't ever stop. We just keep moving toward that. Kind of reminds me of the whole topic of scarcity. Scarcity is an economic condition. It's an economic problem, right? It's not a real problem. It's an economic or mathematical problem. But we're all convinced that scarcity is the be-all and end-all of our existence, and that there's not enough for everyone. And that, in and of itself, is a lie, because we live in an abundant universe. But it's so prevalent in our universe that we need to learn how to deal with it, doing some of the things I said before. But mostly it's know what you want, focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. Always be focusing on what you want. Visualize, imagine yourself as if you've already got it, then let yourself have it, and before you know it, the things that you want will appear in your life. And I truly believe there's no such thing as can't. I get in arguments sometimes with people on that, but I really do. So if you're telling yourself you can't do something, you're really telling yourself a lie. So reimagine and reevaluate that. That's our idiom for today. I would love to know your experience with this. You can't always get what you want. Share in the comments below, and I will of course be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it in your life and your business right now? Take care. Bye. Go get what you want.